Whenever I hear an argument against canceling student loans. My wife died at a time when the life-saving treatment had not yet been invented. It is disrespectful to my wife's memory to allow others to be saved by this newly invented life-saving treatment. How dare doctors and scientists come in today and alleviate the suffering of others when my wife died at a time when this treatment had not yet been invented. I want loans absolved. I have over $25,000 left on mine. However, they have to fix this predatory system. I don't want young people to be taken advantage of like I was. If that isn't changed, we'll all be right here again in 5 to 10 years yelling about canceling debt. I work at a high school. All they do is drill into the kids that college is the way. I tell them to pay out of pocket for a tech school or community college, and not take on any student loans. I am not okay with canceling unless we first stop the bleeding. Colleges should have to eat loans that go bad. They need to have skin in the game. I'm tired of hearing that analogy. It's not the same. I get the argument. If I paid my loans off in full, I may not have been able to save anything or buy a house. I could be in a much better financial position today if I paid the minimum and my loans were forgiven. The first thing we need is to get the feds out of the loan business and launch an antitrust suit against the colleges and finance firms that colluded to get us into this mess. Then make it possible for a lot of other schools to compete to keep prices down. There should be limits on annual cost increases. Finally, let the responsible parties pay back the part of the cost and interest that could be deemed excessive. Maybe college should have cost 25% of what it did. Then figure the interest from there. The excess gets refunded by the college or financial institution. Getting a degree shouldn't mean a lifetime of debt. Camoulox. I want the costs to go down. Way down. To me, the costs are predatory, not the loans. I'd rather see 100% of medical debt cancelled first. When the interest on student loans is higher than the cost of money, your country is doing it wrong. Does your country even want highly educated people? Thank you for the wonderfully sarcastic analogy about canceling student debt. I agree it's about as stupid as arguing against life-saving treatments to argue against student loan debt just because I paid for mine by joining the military. Why can't we just eliminate interest? If you've paid more than the principal, it's wiped out. Anyone who still owes only has to pay the original amount borrowed. Boomers can't complain that people aren't paying their loans back. The person I know with the most loan debt is a dentist who just bought a $90,000 boat, an $80,000 truck, and takes an expensive overseas vacation every year. I know he has a lot of debt because he complains about it almost every time I see him. It's not an isolated case. High-income individuals will benefit more from education debt forgiveness than poor people. While I agree with the premise, this is a terrible comparison. Simple student loan forgiveness does nothing to solve the issue of unaffordable education going forward. Sorry, this is a poor argument. How is a student loan comparable to someone dying or conversely saving someone's life? I see your point, but it's a different situation. Instead of asking loan forgiveness, we should be asking for delivery of the initial promise. They said, take this loan. You get educated. You get a job and pay it off in no time. I would like to have that job. Please. You get what I'm saying, they forgive the loans. Okay. We, you, aren't in debt anymore, but we're still making $13.59 an hour. It's not meant to be fair, and despite the BS they fling campaigning on it, their only motivation is to stimulate the economy by redirecting those hundreds a month to where the average person would spend them rather than into a giant greed bucket. I'm not a fan of student loans, but this is a dumb argument. Your wife didn't choose to become ill. We all chose to take on loans. Social pressure aside, we still made the choice. Forgiving loans won't do anything if we're still allowing people to loan to students in the same manner they have been. Well, that wasn't a very good attempt.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.